The cocaine trade has been bad since the pandemic.
Cocaine. Of all the party drugs, it is one of the most expensive. Peru is the world's second largest producer. But now,
All this here is coca.
the Cocaine Valley is close to collapse.
Prices for illegal coca are at rock bottom.
The crisis was triggered by the corona pandemic. Then there is the ever tougher policing around the world.
Just 2 weeks ago, we made 22 arrests.
The dealers are losing everything.
I had my own 2-story house. But now the money's gone, and I've had to sell it.
And they are doing everything they can to get back to the good times.
This is where the stuff is transported. These are all smuggling routes.
Things have escalated in Cocaine Valley. Many want one thing above all else: to get back into the game at any price. The Peruvian rainforest. We are driving through one of the world's most criminal places. The team has an appointment with an insider. For years, he has been involved in large-scale cross-border smuggling and knows almost every drug lab in the region. He calls himself Jon.
Damn it, where are you? Hurry up, Jon. I'll be there in 15 minutes. See you then.
This will be the first time ever that a drugs producer has spoken out about the decline of what is known as Peru's White Empire. The meeting is taking place under the conditions that the informer's voice is distorted and his face hidden.
Put the camera down. We can't film him.
Insider Jon takes the team into the heart of the Rotterdam, a valley where he has lived almost all his life, the center of Peruvian cocaine production. The Rotterdam is located in the southern highland regions of Peru. The name represents the rivers Apurimac, Ene, and Montajo. It covers an area of around 12,000 square kilometers and is known throughout the world as Cocaine Valley. Drug barons were, until recently, producing around 400 tons of cocaine here per year. For people like Jon, cocaine is part of daily life. It has been a constant companion since childhood.
I started dealing the stuff together with a buddy. We bought paste from coca ponds and sold it onto cartels, onto firms. That's what we called them. I ended up staying in the business. The money was good.
Cocaine has been dominant in the region for decades. Almost everyone here makes money from it, in one way or another. But then the pandemic changed everything. Now, more and more towns are lying idle.
Before the crisis, this place was full of life. There were stores, people drinking beer with beautiful girls. But now, with the crisis we're having, everything is at rock bottom. It all looks a bit depressing. There's nothing left at all.
There used to be wild parties here, with prostitutes, full bars, and plenty of cocaine. Many have now abandoned the valley to find work elsewhere. What's left are empty streets and unused buildings. Those who have stayed are clearly struggling to survive and hoping that the Rotterdam cocaine market will soon bounce back.
Cocoa, coffee, barbasco, and achiote used to be produced here. But by the 80s, coca became the main crop because it was profitable. It can be harvested 4 times a year. That's what the drug producers who came here took advantage of.
Around 80% of the local economy is based on one thing: coca.
If a vehicle comes, it may be loaded with coca leaves. If the driver sees that we are filming, we'll have problems. A lot of them are transporting loads of merchandise.
The fields are full. At the moment, it's especially risky for strangers to come into the valley.
A car is coming. He's only carrying cocoa plants.
Some farmers are now switching from coca to cocoa, but not many.
This whole region is coca. They make the drug from it. Farmers sell the leaves to people who then extract the drug to make coca paste. A middleman then comes who buys the paste and resells it to a lab. They use it to make cocaine. Then it goes to the cities or across the borders to other countries.
Cultivation in Cocaine Valley covers an area of more than 36,000 soccer fields. Most of what is grown there is illegal. A few farmers are permitted to grow coca under license. They can sell the leaves as a stimulant, like coffee.
This is a coca leaf. We are in a plantation.
But the rest goes to the cartels. It is then processed into illegal cocaine, a drug in high demand around the world. It makes people feel euphoric, gives them an addictive high, cultivated by people like Edgar. He and his pickers harvest 4 times a year. They did so before the crisis, and now too. They don't feel like they have a choice. Coca is their only source of income.
We used to get paid around 25 to 30 euros per arroba. That's 12 kilograms. But during the pandemic, countries closed their borders and the price of coca crashed. At the moment, we get between 5 and 8 euros. And the pickers get 25 cents for every kilo. It's not worth it anymore.
If Edgar doesn't harvest the plants, they are at risk of perishing. That's why he keeps doing it. He is one of those refusing to give up on production, hoping that business will at some point pick up again.
I used to harvest around 1,200 kilos. selling it for 3,000 euros. Half of this went to the pickers. There was enough left over to live on for 3 months.
For decades, farmers have been using a lot of pesticides on their coca. Deterioration of the clay soil is clear to see. Switching to legal crops is not an option for farmer Edgar.
Cocoa isn't worth it. It can only be harvested once a year. We don't grow bananas because we don't have the customers for them. Most farmers, therefore, only grow coca. But we're practically unemployed because no one is buying. We're just looking for ways to provide for our families and to feed our children.
The cocaine crisis in Peru is destroying the lives of those who have long been saddled to a one-trick pony, the illicit trade in drugs. At the moment, Edgar isn't selling his product to internationally operating drug dealers. He gives much of it away and uses the rest himself. He will make just 2 or 3 euros with today's crop.
Just take it. I hope it helps you. Try selling it to get food for yourselves, for you and your children. If it's not enough, I'll give you more.
For several decades in Cocaine Valley, the drug has been the chance to make money. Recently, though, it has become more of a curse than anything else. You could say the people made themselves dependent on it. For around 8,000 years, the indigenous people have been using coca for rituals and as medicine. Peruvians use it for tea and chew it. But there is now an overabundance of it for big business. What's left is a lot of illegal merchandise that far exceeds local demand. Even in the markets, the small amount of legally sold leaves are piling up. Tens of thousands of people moved to Cocaine Valley over recent decades in the hope of escaping poverty by working with coca. It's a plan that's not working anymore. Almost 500,000 people now live here, many at subsistence level. Just how extreme Peru's cocaine crisis is becomes apparent as night falls. Yon, an ex-courier, takes us to one of the drug labs deep into the jungle.
A vehicle's coming. I'll step on the gas. Is it close or far? I have to look where I can let it pass. I want to be far away when we get out.
There is a road, isn't there?
Where? Here? No, no, it's further ahead. A vehicle's coming. 2 vehicles are coming.
After an hour, we reach the first destination without being followed. From here, we continue on foot.
Take the other backpack as well.
This one?
Yes, that one.
Yes, yes, yes.
What else?
For yourself?
No, for you.
Get down, get down, down, down. A vehicle's coming.
A vehicle's coming. Turn it off. Turn off your light. The rest stay in the car. Go down the path. Slowly, slowly. Duck down. Get down, get down, get down. Get right down. Damn. The light can be seen. Come here, come here, come here, get down. Go down there and wait. This is where the stuff is transported. These are all smuggling routes.
In the darkness, we meet up with Tony. For the past 15 years, he has been making cocaine paste whenever he gets the opportunity. With him is his apprentice, Javier. They take us along a riverbed for 1 hour to cover up possible tracks.
We're about to get to the coca lab. It's dangerous to be here. It's illicit drugs.
A little later, we reach a so-called poza, closed down, with a pond full of coca leaves.
This has already been used, and that's what's left. The pond has been abandoned. That's about 2.5 tons, enough to produce 10 kilos of cocaine. But no one's doing anything here anymore, simply because there's no money in it. The trade in drugs has come to a stop. No one wants the stuff, neither in the cities nor across the borders. There's simply no demand. Everything is at a standstill.
2.5 tons of coca leaves, mixed with table salt and bleach. The coke producers use it in the pond to extract the all-important alkaloid. Production then takes place later of the white powder, cocaine. In Rotterdam's heyday, hundreds of such ponds were in constant use. Now, many are shut down.
This is at least a week old. The top is dry, but only the top. Underneath, it's still damp.
Producers normally use the leaves 4 times to get different qualities of cocaine. After the 4th time, the leaves are worthless. In Peru, a pond lying idle for a week used to be unthinkable. But it also shows that although production might be struggling, it is not fully out of action.
Let's go to the lab.
How long will it take?
It's just up ahead. There.
The lab. It seems abandoned. Drugs haven't been produced here for a while. A consequence of the corona pandemic.
No one worked during the pandemic. There was no cocoa harvest, no work in the ponds, nothing. Everything has been left here abandoned for months. Everyone has stocks of cocaine, but it loses weight over time, and therefore also value.
Staying around the production facilities is dangerous. Many coke producers are keeping watch over their idle ponds, just waiting for business to pick up again.
The owner might show up at any time. If we're still here, there'll be a high price to pay, possibly our lives.
Coca, the fuel for Cocaine Valley. It is clearly in danger of running out, also because of increasingly efficient policing around the world, such as in Rotterdam, Europe's largest port, and one of the biggest gateways into Europe for the drug mafia. Each week, more than 100 container ships arrive at the port, and with them, cocaine. The port handles 15 million containers a year. Checking them all would be an impossible task. Customs therefore use state-of-the-art technology to uncover smuggled cocaine. Drone teams have also recently begun targeting smugglers from the air.
Today we are going to fly over the Maasvlakte. There are lots of terminals there, with containers arriving from all over the world. That's where there's the greatest risk.
The border closures and flight cancellations at the beginning of the pandemic shut down previous smuggling routes. Since then, the drug mafia has been looking for new ways to bring their merchandise into Europe, and are using shipping containers even more than before. The record drug haul in Rotterdam is 72 tons of cocaine in 1 year, with a retail value of 5 billion euros. The Maasvlakte is home to some of the largest container terminals in the world. Just this section of the port covers an area of almost 40 square kilometers, as much as 5,500 soccer fields. Drones help officials control the vast area, with minimal effort and without being noticed. The tactic? To get the smugglers to lead customs to the drugs.
Dat is een beetje waar we vooral naar kijken, naar ongebruikelijke bewegingen. De plek in de haven is het ongebruikelijk als er kleine...
We are looking for unusual movements. For example, small boats approaching big ships. We then inform colleagues from the port police. We do the same for people acting suspiciously. People are generally not allowed to walk around here. If we spot anything suspicious, our colleagues take a closer look.
Dus dat is een beetje wat we doen.
The container terminals are fully automated. Anyone walking around here will raise suspicions. They could be extractors, smugglers who get the cocaine out of the port. The extractors might hide for days in empty containers in the port area, eating, drinking, and sleeping there, waiting for the drugs to arrive. When customs officers using drones spot whole groups of people acting suspiciously, it is a sure sign that large amounts of cocaine are about to arrive at the port. Then, it's a case of catching the smugglers in the act and seizing the cocaine.
Ja, het is heel druk met uithalers.
We've been very successful over recent weeks. 2 weeks ago, we made 22 arrests, and last week, 18. Last year, we made a total of 561. The drones helped us a lot. We used them to spot the smugglers, and our colleagues then apprehend them.
To get to the ringleaders and put a stop to the international drug mafia, Rotterdam uses the Hark Team, a special unit that includes customs officials, port police, and the public prosecutor's office. Under team leader Gert Scharinga, the Hark Team takes over as soon as there is a suspicion of drugs anywhere in the port.
We find drugs on average around 240 times a year. Quite often it's just 10 kilos in a container, but larger hauls of 1,000 kilos or more are becoming increasingly common. Smugglers are sending ever larger quantities in one go.
Customs officials check around 300 containers a day. A risk analysis indicates which containers are selected, with the main indicators being country of origin, ports of call, and type of cargo.
Sometimes we also get tip-offs from South America. We have liaison officers there working with the local police and customs. And if they get any inside tips, they pass them on to us. And then the HARC team investigates and starts checking accordingly.
Despite all the state-of-the-art search technology, sniffer dogs are still one of the best ways to find cocaine. Reefer containers are particularly popular with smugglers. These are used to transport perishable goods, so customs can't detain them too long to conduct searches.
We've got bananas from Ecuador here. We are going to search the container. I'll let our dog loose and she'll do the search. We always do it this way.
The dog has been trained to sniff out cocaine. She can instantly detect even the tiniest traces of the drug scent, no matter how well the smugglers have hidden it. There seems to only be bananas in this container. But smugglers often hide the drugs in the floor or in the refrigerators.
Sit.
Okay, the
container is clean. I'm releasing it now.
To use the dogs even more efficiently, customs have developed a special procedure where officers take concentrated air samples from any suspect container. These are then put in a glass carousel. A sniffer dog can then check several containers within seconds.
The idea of taking air samples isn't new. It has been used in medical science for a long time. For example, for cancer patients. That's what we're doing too. We've modified the procedure to our own requirements, enabling us to take air samples from containers.
For a dog, the air in the glass is sufficient for checking the contents of an entire container. Officials have deliberately added a positive sample today to test the young dog. The different search methods available to the Port of Rotterdam authorities means that they are increasingly delivering serious blows to the drug mafia. Gert Scheringa, the Special Units team leader, is very satisfied with the team's work.
We found 4,000 kilos in a container here. For me, this is a perfect example of how well we're doing with the HARC team. And we're all very proud of it.
But they also know that they are far from hauling in every smuggled drug. The team's only option is to use increasingly efficient methods to get as many drugs out of circulation as possible. And by doing so, making things increasingly difficult for the smugglers. Like those in Peru. For 15 years, Tony was involved in big-time dealing. He now makes furniture and sees only one way forward: getting back into the business, getting back into the drug trade.
Everybody in my family has always been into the drugs trade, so that's what I've been doing. I followed in my uncle's footsteps. I felt I had to do it. to earn money.
Tony quickly became a mochilero, a drug courier. The numerous smuggling routes take him all over the jungle.
Business used to be very profitable. Good money. I earned 80 euros per kilo.
That equates to 1,400 euros per trip. There used to be several trips a week. Today, it's just one a month, if that. This also means more police officers available for the decreasing numbers of smugglers.
You have to watch out for the police. They found us once and tried to arrest us. They chased us and shot at us. 2 of my friends were arrested. The rest of us ran, leaving all the drugs behind. We got away with just the clothes that we were wearing. Those are the risks if you work with cocaine. I used to feel scared, but now I feel nothing at all. Not even when someone shoots. I've lost all my fear.
Tony planned to quit after a few years. Then, he used cocaine money to buy a 2-story house. He never managed to quit. But then came the crisis. Today, he's almost back to nothing. But he's not thinking of stopping.
Yes, I'm sorry, but people here earn their living through coca. 90% of the valley makes a living from it. There are other opportunities, but they're not as good.
A little later, it happens. Tony gets a job, just like in the good old days. His task? To produce cocaine sulfate. When he's done it, he'll hand it over to a lab, and then smuggle the white powder to the intended destination. Tony takes as many fresh leaves as he can get and mixes them with old ones in a posa that he rents at short notice.
The leaves are mixed with substances in the pond to get the base for the cocaine paste.
The substances are ordinary salt and bleach. When they combine, they dehydrate the leaves and release the cocaine active ingredient.
The salt simply helps to extract all of the active ingredient. We would lose a lot of money if we didn't use it.
Plenty of water is added. The leaves release their ingredients even faster when treaded.
I get up to 13 kilos of paste out of 2.5 tons of leaves. 9 to 10 kilos of cocaine hydrochloride can then be produced from it later in the lab.
That means 240 kilos of coca leaves for 1 kilo of cocaine. The pond basically works like a giant teapot. Tony is in his element.
The liquid flows along here and is filtered. The water then runs through a pipe into a tank. We then chemically process it there.
A little later, the next crucial step in cocaine production. This needs gasoline.
When the liquid is in the pond, we need to add gasoline to the coke mixture. I've got just under 200 liters of it in the barrel. The process requires care and a lot of patience. This is the only way to get all the cocaine out of the mixture.
The drug sticks to gasoline. The chemical properties of gasoline mean it floats on water. So producers just need to skim off the gasoline drug mixture, like fishing with a net.
Now we get rid of all the gasoline mixture. You can see the gasoline here and the coca water underneath. I just need to skim it with the wood and get it out.
Then, the residues need to be removed. After pouring into a barrel, leaf residues settle to the bottom. Only the drug then floats on the surface, coated in gasoline. That now needs to be removed with the help of ammonium.
We eventually got used to the smell, but it still stings. It kills your brain. But we don't have a choice. What else can we do? We have to cope with the corrosive smell.
Effects on health, blurred vision, and hallucinations. A price that everyone here is willing to pay for the purest possible cocaine paste.
Watch your hand.
A kilo of paste used to fetch almost 700 euros. Now it's around half. Less the cost of leaves, gasoline, and chemicals.
We still manage to get up to quality level 3. It's milky, not white. This is, so to say, the drug.
The whiter the paste, the higher its purity.
Como pueden ver, esta es la droga, ¿no? Y esto se va.
The business is illegal and life-threatening. An alternative is being provided by the Peruvian government. Davida, a National Commission for Development, is attempting to retrain more and more cocoa farmers. In the past 3 years, it has invested 45 million euros in the Rotterdam Cocaine Valley to help criminals become regular farmers again, and to show them how to get maximum yields out of it. From cocoa, for example.
Ya vemos acá, por ejemplo, ¿no?
You can see 3 shoots here that will soon have pods.
Y podemos ver que ya estamos empezando también con la producción.
The shoots you don't need have to be cut off.
Por demás, entonces tenemos que quitar. Por ejemplo,
They're in the way.
Hacemos un corte, esta rama.
We thin out the plants so that the shoots with pods get enough sunlight,
Entonces todo esto tiene que ser ventilado.
that enough air gets in, and they won't get sick.
Para que a estos no les afecte ninguna enfermedad.
How do we do that?
The shoot here crosses over
We prune it.
Why are you going to cut it off?
because it crosses another shoot.
Yes, it crosses over and sticks out. The plant should normally have a circumference of 1 meter. We prune it back. Well done. What else?
Over there, too.
Right. So we cut in close to the stem.
The others, too.
The next one too. The pods are diseased.
Davida also provides support to farmers in growing crops other than cocoa. However, farmers cannot grow anything. Decades of pesticide use in coca cultivation has put extreme stress on the soils in the valley. And farmers will be earning less as a result of the changeover.
Economically, we are at rock bottom due to the pandemic. We can't send our children to school. We need support. Some people just come and pick crops without permission. Sometimes it's just too tough.
Cocoa, bananas, and fish farming. The market for all these old new opportunities is small. Farmers are constantly in danger of sliding further into poverty as a result of the changeover.
We only sell our products locally, nowhere else.
Now we're getting support here to grow cocoa, and we are growing it. But we have to make the sales ourselves. Prices are pretty darn low. We need buyers on a large scale. Anyone who will come and buy our products.
Poor roads in Rotterdam also make it difficult to export goods. The last airport here was closed decades ago, also to minimize drug exports. Ironic, because it meant the crisis is dividing Cocaine Valley more than ever. Those not wanting to give up the drug business are producing as much cocaine as they can sell in the remaining labs in the jungle.
Ahora estamos empezando a chancar.
Now it's about pounding the dry paste. This is important to be able to mill it afterwards. Then more chemicals are added, and it all ends up in a press.
An estimated 200 production facilities like this exist in Peru's Cocaine Valley. Only a handful are active at the moment because of the crisis. But many are waiting to reactivate the idle posa to produce, as in peak times, 400 tons of cocaine annually for the world market, or more. For maximum profit. Workers earn about 15 euros per kilogram. Chemists constantly renegotiate their salaries according to market conditions.
1 kilo, 763 grams.
The production process involves constant cleaning and filtering. At the end, the cocaine is put into a microwave to eliminate any liquids still in it, because customers pay by weight. The outcome of the night's work? A good kilo of pure stuff. The crisis in Cocaine Valley? Right now, it almost seems to be over. The cocaine leaves the Rotterdam via the lab. Tony is also responsible here. His task, taking the cocaine to a middleman. It then goes from one person to the next. A relay race with a European port as the finishing line, usually Rotterdam or Antwerp.
We are transporting 12 kilos. Each of us has 6. Double that amount was normal, but we just don't produce that much anymore. In the valley, a kilo costs around 550 euros. When we smuggle it out, the value rises to around 800 euros per kilo. I get around 20% of that. In Europe, it's sure to be more expensive. I don't know how much, but it's certainly worth more.
The street value in Europe, depending on the quality, is around 50,000 euros a kilo.
What we need to watch out for most now are thieves and wild animals. We're used to it, but we still feel the adrenaline.
Tougher competition. The Corona crisis. Or tighter policing. Whatever happens, the mochileros, Peru's drug couriers, hardly ever think of quitting. They want the old times back, more than anything else. Just like our insider, Jon.
I worked in the drug trade for 10 years and always think about returning to make money. But it's not the right time at the moment because there isn't enough work yet. What else can you do here in the valley where there are no businesses and no jobs?
For decades, Cocaine Valley survived on one thing only: coca. And many here are hoping it soon returns. The crisis in Cocaine Valley could soon be over. And farmers, producers, and drug barons will probably be relying on one thing again: the trade in drugs.